What's up guys, JV2017 here with your daily Destiny tips and tricks content. Our focus in this video is on class stats and how they affect each Guardian class in Destiny. Now don't get these confused with Discipline, Intellect, and Strength. Those are armor stats and they are fundamentally different from the class stats that we will be covering in this video. I will explain armor stats in another video at a later date. So starting us off, each class has three basic stats that you can view in the subclass menu. Here they are, and I'm going to talk about each one individually. They are armor, recovery, and agility. So armor. Armor increases your total health. Now don't get this confused with shields. Let me explain something really quickly. So when you're taking damage in Destiny, you see a little bar on the top. It's your health and shields. The far left little segment, it's split into three segments. So the segment on the far left, that is your health. And then the segment in the middle and on the right represents your shields. So armor increases your total health, not your shields. So keep that in mind. And also armor is fundamentally different than defense also. So you need to make sure that you don't get armor and defense confused. You get defense from the different types of gear that you get in the game. And again, I will explain that in another video. So next up, we have recovery. Recovery increases your health regeneration, and only your health regeneration. I think that's the case. I haven't read anything, I haven't found anything in my research that says it increases your shield regeneration, so excuse me if I'm incorrect about that little point there, but recovery affects both how fast you heal and your health goes up, and how quickly you start to heal when your health has been shot down by whatever, by an enemy in the Crucible or an enemy in the world of Destiny. So that's what recovery is. And then finally, the last one is agility. Agility, very simply, increases the movement speed, the speed at which you run, and how high you jump in the air. So that's a fairly basic stat. There's nothing really, complicated going on about agility. Now, each of these stats actually has a numerical value that are assigned to them that you can't see in the game. I don't know why they didn't do this, but you can see these bars on my screen right now. The armor bar is really high, the recovery's okay, and then the agility is very low. These actually have numerical values, and they range from 1 to 10. Now these can actually go out of that range. They can be debuffed to -3 or buffed all the way up to 13. And how can they do that? Well, there are certain abilities and equipment, gear, that you can obtain that will change this. And so that's how they can go out of that range. Now each class also has a certain focus that they start immediately. They have immediately when you start the game with a certain Guardian class. So the focus is the stat that you get 5 points in. Again, we're having the range from 1 to 10. Each class has a focus in which they start out with 5, and then they only get a measly 1 in all of the other categories. So let's go over each one. The Titan begins with 5 armor, 1 recovery, and 1 agility. So fundamentally, from the start, the Titan has more health than every other class. They just do. However, they move slower and they recover slower from losing their health. The Warlock begins with 1 armor, 5 recovery, and 1 agility. So the focus for them is recovery. They regenerate health more quickly. That is what their specialty is. And as a return, they just have basically the standard baseline amount of health with the armor and the baseline movement speed and jump height with agility. Finally, last but not least, the Hunter begins with 1 armor, 1 recovery, and 5 agility. Obviously, their focus is in agility. So off the start of the game, they move quicker and they jump higher, which is ironic because the Hunter, in my opinion, doesn't have the best movement ability with their jump, which is the double jump. It can be upgraded to the triple jump, but still, it's just not my personal opinion to be the best one. So they start out with the baseline armor and baseline recovery, but fantastic agility. So I hope this cleared some things up for you guys. I know I didn't really know this stuff until I looked it up and researched it. If you learned something new in this video, I'd really appreciate a click of the like button. It would really help me out. And also don't forget, this is your #1 hub for Destiny content, tips and tricks, all that fun stuff. And I will talk to you all next time. Peace.